guys, today we will see how to make one of everyone's favorite street food, pav bhaji, in the tastiest way. Watch till the end to see how we take this bhaji to an all new level of taste. So let's get started. To a heated pressure cooker, add 2 tablespoons of oil. Once slightly hot, add 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds and 3 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chili powder. This will give a nice color to the vegetables. Fry this for 30 seconds and add 2 large potatoes cubed and fry it for a minute on medium-high heat. Now we'll add each vegetable one at a time and fry for 30 seconds before adding the next vegetable. I have added half a carrot chopped and 5 French beans that I've roughly cut. Next, add in 10 florets of cauliflower. Frying the vegetables this way will give it a light roasted flavor that gives a nice taste to the whole dish. Adding half a cup of green peas and fry this also for 30 seconds. Then we add in 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, some salt to taste and mix it. All the vegetables are optional here. You can add or subtract any of the vegetable. Now we'll add in 1 medium tomato and fry for another 30 seconds. Add half a teaspoon of pav bhaji powder and give it a mix. Adding pav bhaji powder to the vegetables will give extra flavor to the veggies. I'm adding 3/4 cup of water, just enough to cover the vegetables. Close the pressure cooker and cook the vegetables for 3 whistles. After 3 whistles, let the pressure settle down, then open the cooker and let it cool down a bit. Once it's cooled down, we will nicely mash the vegetables. Mash all the vegetables nicely, especially the beans and the peas are the ones that will take a more intense mashing. It's nicely mashed. Now we'll keep this aside and move on to making the main part of our bhaji. For that, I have heated up a wide flat pan, and to that I'm adding 1 tablespoon of oil and 1 tablespoon of butter. We use oil here so that our butter does not burn. To this I'm adding 1 tablespoon ginger, garlic and chili paste. These are dry Kashmiri red chilies that I have soaked in warm water for a while and made it to a paste along with ginger and garlic. This I'm adding to get a nice color, but you can also skip it and just use Kashmiri red chili powder separately and ginger garlic paste separately. After frying this for about a minute, we'll add 1 medium onion finely chopped. Fry this till the onions are soft and translucent. So after about 3 to 4 minutes, our onion is soft. We will add 1 big capsicum finely chopped and fry for 2 minutes on medium-high heat. Please do hit the subscribe button and support us so you can see more of such yummy recipes. Next, we add in 2 medium tomatoes finely chopped and fry this till the tomatoes are soft. Once the tomatoes are soft, we will add 1 more tablespoon of ginger, garlic and red chili paste. So if you have used Kashmiri red chili powder separately before, then just add ginger garlic paste here. Fry for a good 3 minutes on medium-high heat till the raw smell of the paste completely disappears. Now we see that even the tomatoes are very soft, so it's time to add the spice powders. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chili powder, half a teaspoon of coriander powder and 3 teaspoons of pav bhaji powder. We'll fry this nicely for a minute. The heat is still at medium-high. Now that our masala paste is ready, we'll add our boiled and mashed veggies to this. Add all of the mashed vegetables to this masala paste and give it a mix. Next, using a potato masher, mash the veggies even more. Mashing at this stage will do two things. One, any of the vegetables that are not completely mashed will get mashed again here. And secondly, the vegetables will mix with the masala paste really well. Making it in a white pan like this is very useful for this reason. Once you have nicely mashed it, add 3/4 teaspoon of kasuri methi or dry fenugreek leaves and some more salt to taste. Now the bhaji here is obviously thick at this stage, so I'm adding a little bit of water to this to get the right consistency. The amount of water depends on the consistency that you like. Cook this for 2 minutes. And now time to take the taste to an all new level. What we are going to do is, we are going to add 1 teaspoon of butter at a time to the bhaji, then cover it and let the butter melt a little. Then open and mix the melted butter with the bhaji. Then again add a teaspoon of bhaji, cover, let it melt and then open and mix. So repeat this for about 3 to 4 times, so adding in 3 to 4 teaspoons of butter in total. Adding butter this way at the end to a tomato-based gravy adds an amazing buttery taste to any dish. So do not miss adding this raw butter this way, even if it takes 2 to 3 minutes extra. Also, if you're using salted butter, keep that in mind while adding salt earlier. After the final addition and mixing of the butter, we'll add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, totally optional. And let's not forget to add the fresh coriander, about 3 tablespoons. Mix this nicely and switch off the gas. And that's it, our bhaji is all ready. Now to serve, let's fry our pav in a way that is going to give it the extra flavor. So in a pan, I'm adding in some butter. Once the butter melts, I'm adding about 2 to 3 teaspoons of our prepared bhaji and frying it just lightly for about 30 seconds, that's it. And then take our pav and fry it in this butter bhaji. I'm using my super soft homemade pav here. If you want to see how to make the super soft pav, then check the link above or in the description below. Ultimate homemade pav for an ultimate pav bhaji. So now let's serve this with some onion and lemon. This pav bhaji tastes so good. Trust me, it's better than any pav bhaji you would have had outside. Do give it a try this weekend and let me know how much you loved it. Also, do give this video a thumbs up and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!